Earlier today, we reported that Rep. Thomas Massie lobbed what can only be described as a political nuke straight at Trump and his GOP entourage. According to Massie, they're not just covering up for the president. Oh no, they're covering up for... wait for it. A pedophile. Yeah, you heard that right. His words, not mine. Massie didn't hold back. I don't think my colleagues are happy about covering up for pedophiles. But that's what's happening. It's so sick and twisted. The reason they're doing it is because they're terrified of Trump's political machine. Well, just listen to him.
Is it that the Republicans fear Trump so much, but they agree with you privately? How they just talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it. That's it in a nutshell. I don't think my colleagues are happy about covering up for pedophiles, but that's what's happening. And it's so sick and twisted. The reason they're doing it is because they're terrified of President Trump's political machine. Not just his legislative affairs folks are reaching out from the White House to every Republican member of Congress who might think about co-sponsoring this. They're getting calls from the political machine that Donald Trump runs. We've got members of Congress who have aspirations of running for statewide office, and they can't win a statewide office in a Republican primary with Donald Trump on the other side. So they're terrified of him. With three big exceptions, 3 women have co-sponsored this resolution: Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Nancy Mace.
Why aren't they terrified of President Trump?
I think, number one, because they're women, they feel obligated to take up for the women who've been abused.
Now, let's be real. Since 2016, when Trump bragged about grabbing women by the something on a bus, the so-called party of family values hasn't exactly been bothered by, well, values. So why would this one shake them? Even if the allegations of paedophilia turn out to be true, you can bet Speaker Mike Johnson, the man who once staged a prayer vigil right on the House floor, will keep riding shotgun with Trump. Maybe praying for him as the car heads straight off the moral cliff. First, this loser claimed Trump was an FBI informant in the Epstein case.
He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
Then Speaker Mike Johnson put his spin shoes on and said he misspoke. Oh no, he was just repeating public information.
Okay, what I was referring to in that long conversation was what the victim's attorney said. More than a decade ago, President Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, and he was one of the only people, one of the only prominent people, as everyone has reported, not President Trump, but everybody about him, that he was willing to help law enforcement go after this guy who was a disgusting child abuser, sex trafficker, all the allegations. That's what they heard. So the president was helpful in that. I don't know if I use the right terminology, but that's common knowledge and everybody knows that. So this is much ado about nothing.
Did the president tell you this specifically about his involvement?
I was recounting what others have said. The president and I have talked about the Epstein evils many times. He's as disgusted by it as everybody else. He has long had a history of acknowledging that, and he has said repeatedly he wants everything to come out, all credible information, everything for the American public to decide.
Was he ever asked to wear a wire or anything like that?
I have no idea. No, I'm not saying that. I have no information about that whatsoever. I was repeating what has been common knowledge for a long time. The president was helpful in trying to get Epstein, for the law enforcement to go after Epstein. That's always been my understanding. That's common knowledge. It's the public's understanding. I was not breaking news there, okay? What I'm trying to emphasize is that the president is as disgusted about this as everybody.
And then wait for it, he walked back the walk back. That's not politics anymore. That's yoga. Man's twisting himself into pretzels so tight he could open a concession stand at the county fair. At this rate, whenever you're done tying yourself into knots, Mike, I'm sure Donald wouldn't mind swallowing you whole, right along with those Epstein files you keep trying to choke down. At this point, it's not even politics anymore. It's morality, or the lack of it. If fear outweighs justice, then who's actually running America? And for the Christian community still clinging to this circus, if the Bible's warnings are true, Maybe that's why God said vengeance would start right in his own house. Because clearly, y'all have already RSVP'd to ride or die with your man, even if that ride takes a pit stop in Gehenna. And that's the cold truth on Code Blue in America. Only on OGM News. I'm Sarah. Have a wonderful evening. See you soon.
All right, friends, here's the deal. We need your support to level up our game. How can you help? Simple. Like, share, and drop a comment. Shower us with your love, your applause, or even your brutally honest displeasure. We can take it, we promise. Your feedback fuels us, even if it stings a little. And before you dash off, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow us everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Heck, if you're feeling retro, send us a carrier pigeon or a smoke signal. Stay awesome, stay witty, and we'll see you next time.